We sat down with former advisor to President Trump, Dr. Sebastian Gorka, at the recent World Summit for Counterterrorism, hosted by the International Institute for Counterterrorism. He gave us insight into the discussions going on inside the White House about how to address the agreement with Iran on its nuclear program. In terms of the Iranian nuclear deal, do you think that the administration will recognize the 2015 agreement that Iran is non-compliant? And if so, what would be the consequences?
I was in the Oval with the President, with Steve, with H.R. McMaster, and with Rex Tillerson the day of the last recertification decision. That discussion was a very robust discussion. The President did not want to recertify. Steve and I supported him in that judgment. The decision went another way. I don't think the President's going to do it a third time because he understands this is a bad deal. It's a bad deal for America. It's a bad deal for Israel. It's a bad deal for the region.
What do you think the consequences would be if it's decertified?
It depends upon the scenario under which a decertification would occur. I would argue for a very robust renegotiation with Iran on key issues, not just pertaining to nuclear arms. That's very important. But the crucial flaw of the JCPOA, beyond its very weak requirements, is it dislocated the question of Iran's nuclear capability from every other destabilizing action Iran is taking in the region, from Yemen to Iraq to Syria, you name it. That's insane. I mean, you can't dislocate one issue from everything else they're doing. So I would be proposing a comprehensive approach to a deal with Iran that puts them back in the box when it comes to all the bad things they do.
Of course, part of that axis of evil was Iran and North Korea, and I'm sure you've been part of those discussions about what to do with North Korea, and which seems to be continuing its provocation. What's your sense of how the Trump administration will continue to deal with the latest actions by North Korea?
Look, I'm very familiar with the Asia team in the National Security Council. It is a fabulous team. I've said repeatedly, the path to de-escalation is a choice for North Korea. The North Koreans have to decide. By launching a third ballistic missile over Japanese territory, by detonating a new device, they're going in the opposite direction. And Secretary Mattis has been very clear. The President has been very clear. We will not telegraph our actions, but we take no options off the table. So what happens right now is up to Pyongyang.